Most people don't realize the truth until they get everything they thought they wanted. They chase the career, get the promotion, and feel empty. They meet the dream partner and feel stuck. They buy the big house and wonder why it doesn't feel like home. If you're in your 20s, hear this now. You don't need to waste years climbing the wrong ladder. You can build a better life in the right order. Start with what matters most. Not money, not status, not followers. Start by building capital, but not the kind you think. The first kind of capital is intellectual. This is your knowledge, your skills, your ability to solve problems. If you have $0, this is where you begin. Read books, watch videos, take notes, apply what you learn every single day. At 16, someone read How to Win Friends and Influence People for $12. That one book rewired their mind and created massive opportunities. Today, you have access to thousands of books, podcasts, and YouTube videos for free. No excuse. If you're broke, invest time. If you have some money, buy courses or find mentors. Your goal is to become valuable, not just to your employer, to the marketplace, to the world. Once you build intellectual capital, everything changes. People start to notice. They see you growing. They want to help. They want to connect. That's when you start building the second type, social capital. Social capital is your network. It's who knows you, who trusts you, who will vouch for you. And it's nearly impossible to build if you haven't grown intellectually. To build social capital, give first, share what you learn, help others with your skills, offer support without expecting anything back. If you mentor someone, you build trust. If you help a coworker, management notices. If you document your journey, strangers become allies. One person built a YouTube channel just by teaching what they learned. That channel became a magnet. It attracted more social capital than any networking event ever could. You don't need to be a YouTuber to do this. If you're working a 9-to-5, help your team. Offer value without being asked. Be the person who solves problems. That's how doors open. When you've built intellectual and social capital, something powerful happens. You gain access to human capital. Human capital means other people want to help build with you. They want to work with you. They want to follow your lead. This is how you scale. If you've built social trust and proven skills, talent comes to you. You don't have to beg. You don't have to convince. When someone built a brand by helping others, talented people reached out. They wanted to contribute. They believed in the mission, and that's how momentum compounds. You may not have money to hire now, but social capital can attract people willing to grow with you. And that's priceless. Now you've built 3 assets: your brain, your network, your team. This is when financial capital shows up. Naturally, predictably, quickly. While others are trying to save $10,000 by skipping coffee, you're positioned to earn $100,000 in a single year. That's life-changing money. Money that gives you options. Money that buys you time. Now, you can invest in the market. Now, you can buy real estate. Now, you can play the long game with a real advantage. If you skip the first 3 types of capital, your money has no engine. It doesn't grow fast. It can't scale. But if you build the base first, your money becomes a tool, not just a goal. So stop asking how to get rich fast. Start asking how to become valuable fast. When you do, wealth finds you. Keep watching. The next step isn't about money at all. It's about why you should chase your desires early and let them go even earlier. Work hard to get everything you ever wanted, not because it will satisfy you, but because it will teach you what actually matters. Buy the dream car, move into the dream house, hit the income goal, date the ideal partner, check all the boxes. Then notice what happens. The feeling fades, the excitement disappears. You start asking deeper questions. Why don't I feel complete? Why does this still feel empty? Why do I want something more, something different? This is the real gift of success. It shows you what doesn't fulfill you. It clears the noise. There's a quote that says, "We have two lives. The second begins when we realize we only have one." When you reach your goals and feel nothing, that's the moment your second life begins. Someone made multiple millions in their 20s. They had the car, the house, the brand, the fans, but none of it made them feel whole. What came next was peace. Not because of the money, but because of the clarity. They could finally live on their own terms. Make videos for fun, not for income. Spend time with family. Reconnect with friends. Choose what actually mattered. That freedom is a privilege, but you can earn it faster than you think. If you're willing to sprint early, you can coast later. People will tell you to slow down, to enjoy the journey, to be mindful now. And yes, you should. But for most people, it won't make sense until they see what doesn't work. They'll need the job title to realize it's not their path. They'll need the dream partner to understand what they truly need. They'll need the house to feel how hollow it is. They'll need money in the bank to realize they miss their parents. Everything you see is a projection. This video is a projection. It reflects one experience, one perspective. Everyone you meet is projecting their own reality, their opinions, their fears, their trauma, their hopes. When someone criticizes you, it usually has nothing to do with you. It's their story, their limits. You can listen, you can learn, but you don't have to believe it. Someone used to take everything personally. Every comment, every insult, every doubt, it tore them apart, made them question their worth, until they realized feedback isn't always truth. You can accept what helps you and lovingly release the rest. The moment you understand projection, you gain mental freedom. Next comes power and how you give it away without realizing. There's a trap in admiration. It starts as excitement, then becomes worship. You admire successful people. You want their approval. You put them above you, and you shrink. Someone used to fangirl over everything. People, brands, jobs, even handbags. They thought the opportunity was the prize. They thought other people were better. That mindset creates imbalance. It leads to poor decisions. You start chasing status, not substance. Here's the shift. You can admire something without lowering your value. You can respect others without devaluing yourself. You can love something without being owned by it. The moment you stop idolizing, you return to balance. You keep your power. Doubt your work. Never doubt yourself. It's okay to question your output, your project, your performance. That's how you grow. But don't tie your self-worth to your results. You are not your business. You are not your content. You are not your last success or your last failure. Someone used to confuse the two. They failed a launch and felt worthless. They lost motivation and felt broken. This leads to burnout, depression, self-sabotage. Separate the two. Critique your work, but protect your identity, especially if you're building something personal, especially if your face is the brand. Your value isn't based on likes, or revenue, or reach. You are valuable. even when your work isn't perfect. Stay here. Next, we'll talk about the danger of waiting too long and how excitement fades faster than you think. Do things while you're still excited about them. When you feel the spark, move. Act fast. Act now. Excitement doesn't last forever. It fades. It stales. An idea left untouched becomes like food left out too long. It rots. You lose the appetite. You throw it away. This happens all the time. You have a great idea. You overthink. You wait. You talk yourself out of it. Then it's gone. Many life-changing decisions never happen because of hesitation. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of wasting time. But if you act while you're still lit up, that energy carries you forward. You create momentum. You create experiences. At worst, you learn something new. At best, you change your life. Someone left a high-paying job in their early 20s. They took a minimum wage role to free up time. They used that time to start a YouTube channel. That risk led to millions. It didn't have to work, but it did. Because they moved when they were still excited. If they had waited, they would have stayed safe and stuck. You don't need to be reckless, but you do need to be brave. Move before the feeling fades. Take risks in your 20s. This is the best time to make bold moves. You have time. You can rebuild. You can pivot. The earlier you learn this, the faster you grow. Someone burned down a successful business at 29. They walked away from multiple seven figures because it no longer aligned. It wasn't a failure. It was a realignment. A return to peace. Don't wait until you're 40 to make the move you could have made at 24. Don't let fear of mistakes keep you frozen. You can recover. You have time. You're allowed to be selfish right now. You're allowed to make wrong turns. Try the thing. Build the thing. Start the thing. Quit the thing. Just move. And trust yourself to handle what comes next. Go deep instead of wide, especially with your skills. At first, explore, dabble, experiment, taste different paths. But when you find something you love and you're good at, commit, double down, go deep. Becoming world-class doesn't come from trying everything. It comes from going all in on the right thing. A B player can become an A with work, but an A player can become an A++. And those A++ players are rare. They stand out, they lead, they create real change. When you go deep on something you love, life gets easier. Work feels like play. Practice feels like fun, and people notice, even if it doesn't seem profitable at first. Depth creates income. Mastery creates demand. Someone made videos in high school just for fun. Late nights, dance edits, no money in sight. But they loved it. They kept going. They got better. Years later, that same skill made millions. Not because of a perfect plan, but because of consistency and love. If you copy someone else's path, it won't work. If you chase money without joy, you'll burn out. Go deep on what feels natural. Go deep on what lights you up. That's your edge. That's your leverage. And that's how the money finds you. If you're feeling lost, that's okay. It's not a crisis. It's an invitation. Being lost means you're in transition. Your old self is gone. Your new self hasn't arrived yet. That's uncomfortable, but it's also powerful. Someone felt lost at 23, and again at 28. Each time, it felt like failure, but it wasn't. It was an awakening, an invitation to ask better questions, to explore new paths, to discover new truth. Don't rush through this phase. Sit with it. Learn from it. Let it shape you. You're not broken. You're evolving. And once you realize that, You'll stop fearing the fog. You'll start walking through it with curiosity. Let's talk about something most people ignore until it hits them hard. Politics. It affects more than you think. Your taxes, your rights, your business, your future. Most people only notice when it's too late. When a program is cut, when a new law hits their wallet, when they lose something they didn't even know was protected. Someone used to ignore politics completely. They didn't vote. They didn't care until they got hit. A benefit disappeared. Taxes skyrocketed. And suddenly, it mattered. Start now. Understand your rights. Understand where your money goes. You don't need to obsess. Just stay aware. Read, watch, ask questions. This one shift can influence where you live, how you set up your business, how you protect your wealth. It all connects. It's all part of the plan. Your values will change. That's normal. What matters to you at 21 might feel meaningless at 28. And that's not failure, it's growth. But it can be confusing. You feel torn. Your environment doesn't match your new values. You feel stuck. Someone used to value bags, cars, and luxury. They achieved it all, then felt lost, disconnected, anxious. Why? Because their external life didn't reflect their internal shift. They kept living for an old dream. Eventually, they walked away. They burned down the business and rebuilt in alignment. You might not need to do something that extreme, but you do need to stay honest. When your values change, your choices need to change too, or else you'll burn out. Next, let's talk about friendships and why your growth doesn't mean you need to walk alone. Don't ditch your friends just because you're on a personal growth journey. It's tempting to distance yourself when you start evolving. You read the books, you listen to the podcasts, you feel like you're moving faster than the people around you. That can lead to ego. You start thinking they're not good enough, that they're holding you back. But growth isn't about leaving people behind. It's about lifting others up. If your friend isn't making as much money as you, help them. If they're not as healthy, share your habits. If they're stuck, open a door. You can't force growth on someone, but you can offer it, and you can model it. Respect their timeline. Not everyone grows at the same pace. Some will accept the invitation, some won't. That's okay. But don't make it personal. Don't make it a reason to feel superior. Don't make it a reason to isolate yourself. Someone made this mistake in their 20s. They chased business, they chased self-development, and they stopped being a good friend. Later, they realized friendships matter more than numbers, that people are not projects, that connection is part of success. You can grow and still stay connected. You can evolve without cutting ties. You can be strong and still be soft. Now, let's talk about family and the questions you should ask before it's too late. Get to know your family. Ask questions, collect stories. Someone lost their grandmother right before turning 30. They had just visited her. They thought there would be more time. But life doesn't promise that. She passed weeks later, and the regret was heavy. They never asked her story, never learned how she met their grandfather, never heard her dreams, never collected her wisdom. That door closed forever. If you still have time, use it. Ask your parents about their childhood. Ask your grandparents about their struggles. Ask your loved ones what they want for you. Their stories help you understand your own. Their experiences carry lessons you can't Google. If you don't have close family, ask your mentors. Ask your friends. Ask the people you admire. Everyone has something to teach, but only if you ask. Time is not guaranteed. Memories fade. People leave. Collect their stories now. You'll thank yourself later. These are the lessons learned before 30. Realizations earned through money, mistakes, and movement. Shared so that maybe you can skip some pain or find peace faster. Keep building your capital in the right order. Keep moving when you feel excited. Keep growing without losing connection. And always choose truth over trend. If this helped you, follow the passive path. Do something fearless today. Thank you for watching. These lessons aren't just ideas. They're tools to help you shape a better life. If you're in your 20s or even your 30s, you have more power than you think. Start where you are, use what you have, and don't wait for permission to build the life you actually want. If this video gave you clarity or helped you reflect, like the video. Subscribe to The Passive Path for more content like this. Leave a comment and share one lesson that resonated with you. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share the video with them today. I'm wishing you clarity, courage, and the discipline to keep going. Feel free to check out other videos on the channel. There's a lot more waiting for you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.